Here we go. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. So really excited to talk to you all about Teams Phone Mobile. We'll definitely go through, for those of you who may be more familiar with Teams Phone Mobile, or maybe this is a net new concept for you, we'll kind of go through a bit of the basics. I'll walk you through what Teams Phone Mobile is, what are some of the key differentiators and use cases for Teams Phone Mobile, and then I'll turn it over to Obaid. We'll walk you through all of the great capabilities and functionality and how you could get started with Teams Phone Mobile if it's something you're already piloting or maybe your organization is interested in as well. But really kind of started to ground ourselves with sort of like, the landscape of what we're seeing. We know that mobile is increasingly becoming a way that we all work. I personally am using the Teams app on mobile and Outlook on mobile regularly to get work done when I'm in between the office. Just even when I was on my way to work this morning, dialing into a meeting from the car on the way in. And we know we're hearing this as we look at the data. Employees want flexibility on when and how they work. Smartphones are becoming essential to doing our job with, we're 57% of employees in a recent survey saying that it's super crucial for them. But we also know at the same time, your productivity can be impacted if you're switching between applications. Say, for example, you're on your way to the office, you're on a mobile call with someone that you're collaborating with outside of your organization. Maybe it's a customer, maybe it's a supplier. And then say you want to move that call once you get into the office to, Teams, be able to turn that into a more collaborative experience. You have to hang up the call. It creates just not a fluid experience for users. So we know there's just a lot of opportunity here to streamline the experience for users, especially those that are very highly reliant on mobile. And that's truly where Teams Phone Mobile comes in and gives you kind of a new layer of productive mobility for those people that are always on the road, might not be, at a desk or at a home office all the time. So before I share a bit more, I'll play this quick video to kind of walk you through what Teams Phone Mobile is.
Today's workforce is more mobile than ever. Employees deserve a full-featured, secure, and reliable mobile experience that works across networks and devices. Microsoft Teams Phone Mobile allows organizations that rely on mobile calling for communication and collaboration to elevate and simplify users' mobile experience. With Teams Phone Mobile, your business-provided mobile number and Teams phone number are the same, allowing mobile-first employees to work securely from either their native mobile device experience or Microsoft Teams. When you're on a mobile call, Teams recognizes and updates your present status, making your availability known to your team. You can easily uplift calls, seamlessly moving the call from your native dialer to Teams, gaining all the collaborative benefits of Teams. Your call history is merged, allowing you to easily track call logs across all your Teams endpoints. Outbound caller ID settings can be configured to show a company number, keeping your own business-provided mobile number private. And security policies and compliance recording solutions can be enforced, regardless of where a call is initiated. Unique integration with operators ensures enterprise-grade reliability and call quality. Teams Phone Mobile is easy to set up and manage from the Teams Admin Center. Administrators can provision and assign phone numbers or update policies from one centralized place. Learn more about how you can empower your mobile-first workforce with Teams Phone Mobile.
All right, I've been monitoring the chat. It looks like audio unfortunately wasn't working for some. This video is on YouTube, so I'll put the link to it in the chat once I turn it over to Obaid, so that you can all view it afterwards as well. And Obaid and I will walk you through majority of this was just more of like setting the stage, but we'll walk through a lot of the content that was covered in the video as well. So apologies for any issues with audio. But as you saw in the video, Teams Phone Mobile allows you to have a single business number as your mobile number and your Teams number. As you think of, Teams Phone Mobile is a capability that's as part of the broader Teams Phone offerings. As you think of, it gives you now an additional endpoint, the native dialer on your mobile phone, to be able to make and receive calls. You still have the ability to use the Teams app to make and receive calls, or even from M365 apps, you have the call icon. So it gives you a number of endpoints and flexibility where you can initiate calls. As you think about Teams Phone Mobile, we know some of the key benefits and differentiators. At the core of it is really flexibility and simplicity, making it really easy for you to have a single number, unifying your business communications, your business mobile communications on Teams, being able to kind of easily move a call from your cell phone to the Teams app for improved collaboration. It also unlocks a set of intelligence capabilities which help you be more productive at work, helps you create more meaningful engagements with whether it's customers or partners or suppliers, Once you move that call over to Teams, you can unlock the power of Copilot. If you are a Copilot user, during a call or after a call, you benefit from capabilities like voice isolation or background noise suppression to be able to block noises around you, especially when you're on the go and on mobile. That's super crucial. I think another really important thing about Teams on mobile as well, and Obaid's going to walk you all through more insight in all of this as well too, is on the security and reliability. So if you're a customer that has specific compliance requirements, is using a compliance recording solution. In the case of financial services customers, you have the assurance that those policies can be applied regardless of whether a call is on the Teams app or if a call is started natively on your cell phone. And you also get enhanced reliability. So say, for example, you're on the way to work, you're on a call, that call can move, easily between, Wi-Fi and your cellular network as well, giving you enhanced reliability, whether when one is down, the other one can kind of come in as a backup. And lastly, as you saw briefly in the end of that video, is a simplicity of management. So if you have, fixed line numbers and also mobile numbers, you have the ability to consolidate everything within a single management experience within the Teams Admin Center as well. Now, in terms of availability of Teams Phone Mobile, we're currently available in 9 markets that you see here with 6 operators. We just announced, really excited at Enterprise Connect, 4 new operators coming later this year: AT&T in the US, Odido in Netherlands, and then Vodafone Business UK and VMO2 in the UK. So we're really excited for these partners to be coming later this year. And we have a number of great partners already who support and enable the service. Now, let me walk you through a bit of a lot of times we have a question like, who is the ideal user for Teams Phone Mobile? What are the right use cases for Teams Phone Mobile? So let me share kind of a bit of insights, and I will caveat before I go into this. This is definitely not intended to be a comprehensive view of all the different personas. There's a broad range, as we've been learning, of different personas and users that Teams Phone Mobile is a good fit for. But you'll see here kind of some examples. So as I think of the ideal Teams Phone user, this is a user who's a highly mobile worker. They're likely not regularly at a desk or a home office. They need to be regularly connected, so they have a high volume of external communications, whether it's with customers, suppliers, or even teammates that you need to rely on your cell phone to stay connected with them. They likely, they have a corporate provided mobile line for work communications. And they also will really benefit from the communication collaboration capabilities that you get from Teams and intelligence to be able to more easily get their work done and be more productive. I'll walk you through a couple of examples of how a couple of these roles might use Teams Phone Mobile, but you'll see here some of the target personas and industries are sales roles, field service roles, for example, a retail store manager or a buyer in a store, mobile healthcare providers, so if you're providing an at-home healthcare service, some government employees as well. If you're in financial services, whether you're a broker or an advisor, being able to really benefit from the compliance capabilities, potentially manufacturing as well, factory workers and operators, maintenance and supply chain operations as well. So a number of different roles which have a high volume of external communications and are highly mobile. As I mentioned, not an exhaustive list, so many more that as we think of, what are the core use cases and opportunities for Teams Phone Mobile within your organization. Now, here's an example of a couple of different roles. So this one here is a service technician. So we've got Jean, she's starting her day. She's going to serve her first customer on the first service call. She's able to call that number, when she wants to check in with the customer, she can call using her Teams Phone Mobile enabled number. One of the things with Teams Phone Mobile is you can set up your business caller ID. So if you don't want people seeing necessarily your first name, you can put in your corporate branding. So your company's name will show up when the customer receives the call. They know exactly who they're calling. They might not be familiar with who exactly the service technician is that's coming today. Say, she's done with that customer visit, and now she needs to be able to kind of, maybe reschedule her next visit so she can uplift, start the call, uplift the call to the Teams app. She needs to bring in someone in from her team, easily transfer that call. Say, for example, for all kind of quality purposes as well, they need to ensure that the call is being recorded. So you can do that as well from the Teams app, either turning on recording or transcription. And get kind of a wealth of information there as well. So I won't go through this full scenario, but there's just kind of an example of, Jean being on the go. And then you talk about Frank, we were just talking about, financial services, and investment bankers. So, Frank is on his way to the office. He has the ability to start a call on his cell phone to talk with a customer, especially where you're commuting, relying on a cellular network to make sure that that call doesn't have any interruptions. If he needs to bring in someone from his team too, he has the ability to transfer the call. And say, for example, in Frank's instance, his company is using a compliance recording solution, which makes sure that the recording and the storage of it is all managed in a compliant way and specific policies, and that's automatically turned on. So that call, even though it's started on his cell phone, the compliance reporting policies and solution would be automatically applied to that call. Everyone in the call would hear an audio announcement around it. And with the full visibility into the call is being recorded. Say, for example, Jeff wanted to be able to share, Frank wanted to be able to share with the customer a presentation. He can easily move that call even while he's still on the go into the Teams app to be able to share his screen. If the customer was also on Teams as well, he could turn on his video to be able to seamlessly kind of bring in more of that connection and collaboration. And once that call is being recorded as well, you can reference back the call recording and transcription to be able to refer back to specific notes or things that were said within the communication as well, making it more easy to be more productive and also not worrying about having to take notes while on the go too. I'm looking at the questions here. So, Jared, compliance recording solutions are third-party solutions. So we have a number of solutions that we've certified to integrate with Teams that ensure, they've been, tested, third-party testing to ensure they're meeting all of the requirements to integrate with Teams. So we can definitely share a link to our full list of partners as well. You do have the ability to turn on, standard recording and transcription, but if you were looking to implement a compliance recording solution, you'd have the opportunity to work with one of our partners. Now, before I turn it over to Obaid, one last of, how to think about, how Teams Phone Mobile might fit into your organization. Here's kind of a potential use case, just to share with you kind of some of the learnings that we've had. So you can think of in this instance a bit of a manufacturing scenario. So we have a car manufacturing company. They've been using an on-premises calling solution for, both their business and administrative employees in their corporate offices to be able to help them connect with their customers and suppliers whenever they need to make and receive PSTN calls. And then you have field service technicians and field sellers in the organization that have been provided mobile lines and mobile numbers not connected to Teams to be able to collaborate while on the go. And everyone in the organization is using Teams today for meetings, chat, and collaboration, but they have potentially more of a not as connected voice strategy with their Teams collaboration. Now, as we think about where Teams Phone Mobile and some of our other PSTN connectivity options can come in as well. So this customer, they're already using Teams for meetings and chat. They can centralize all of their communications on Teams by being able to adopt Teams Phone. And typically what we've seen is, a portion of users in the organization might be using, in this instance, Operator Connect, but they could also use direct routing or Microsoft Teams calling plans. So they can bring in and move their cloud calling communications into the cloud and being able to benefit from the ability to have all of their communications within Teams, whether it's meetings, chat, PSTN calling. And the field service technicians can be given and sellers can be given a number that's equipped with Teams Phone Mobile that essentially makes a much more connected and collaborative and also reliable mobile experience that is integrated with all the workflows that they're already managing in Teams so that they don't have a disjointed communication and then work collaboration scenario. This is just one example. We've had a lot of great learnings as we've been working with customers over the past year on Teams Phone Mobile. But that's a bit. Hopefully, I'll keep monitoring the chat for any questions. And now we'll turn it over to Obaid to walk you through more about Teams Phone Mobile and all the different functionality that you would get from it.
Thanks, Daniela. Really great insights on how Teams Phone Mobile is being used by customers currently and what target personas is it a good fit for. We're extremely excited about Teams Phone Mobile. And as Daniela mentioned, what it does for us as Microsoft with Teams Phone is it gives you now full capability to address all your employees with a particular Teams Phone product. As Daniela mentioned, if it's a employee which generally does not use mobile devices or corporate paid smartphone for calling, then an Operator Connect calling would be the best product for it. But if you have employees within your company who are being paid corporate paid devices and they use smartphone for business communications, Teams Phone Mobile is the best product to fit their needs because now you can use the SIM-enabled phone number across all your devices, your native dialer of your smartphone or your any of your Teams clients. With the deep integration we have created as Microsoft with our telecommunication partners, we can provide and create a unified communication experience. You can start a call on the native dialer of a smartphone, and your Teams app will show that you are in a call as your presence. So the presence is really inclusive, whether you make a call using the native dialer or the Teams app. Now with Teams Phone Mobile, we can combine all your voicemails under Teams. And we can also give you a holistic call history of all the calls you made from the native dialer or Teams app through Teams. So we really provide that unified communication experience which our customers use on a daily basis. I'll play some videos as well as I speak about the features, and I will talk about it as well if someone has audio issues. We apologize for that.
Microsoft Teams Phone Mobile seamlessly integrates your mobile identity with Microsoft Teams. When you're on a call that is started or received through your mobile device's native dialer, Teams automatically updates your presence status on all endpoints. And regardless of where a call originates, your call history records are unified across devices. Voicemails are transcribed and available to read or listen to in the Teams desktop or mobile app.
We also with Teams Phone Mobile, one of the great experiences we can provide to our customers is being able to uplift their calls from a native dialer call to a Teams app at any point and take advantage of intelligent and collaborative experiences. For example, if I'm commuting at work, I can start the call on my native dialer, but at some point when I reach my office or my home location office, I could seamlessly uplift the call from the native dialer smartphone to any of my Teams apps, let's say maybe on my desktop or on the same smartphone. When I do that seamless uplift, I'm able to collaborate with people I'm talking to. So we can do video, we can do screen share. So there's a lot more we could do by uplifting the call to Teams as required and based on your needs on a daily basis on communication. We allow customers to seamlessly share content and also take real-time summarization and insights leveraging Copilot. So the great thing about Teams Phone Mobile is, as I mentioned earlier, you could start a call on the native dialer, but if you want to take advantage of Copilot, you could seamlessly move the call to the Teams app and take advantage of intelligent recaps and other services we can offer with Copilot. I'll play a video to show this.
With Microsoft Teams Phone Mobile, you can move calls started natively on your mobile device to Microsoft Teams without missing a beat. When on an active call, simply launch the Teams app on your desktop or mobile device. Teams will automatically prompt you to uplift the call to Teams. Once you've moved the call, you can take advantage of all the familiar Teams features, like file sharing and video calling, creating a richer collaboration experience.
One of the key benefits of Teams Phone Mobile is that our customers can really feel confident that their sensitive calls stay secure. As Daniela mentioned earlier, we offer compliance recording and security services to all our Teams Phone Mobile users, whether they use the smartphone for calling purposes or they use their Teams app. It's a functionality which has received a lot of great feedback because some of our customers were able to do compliance recording on calls going through their Teams app, but they were unable to do so on a native dialer of a smartphone. And what Teams Phone Mobile does, it combines all your calling data under Teams platforms. So third-party integrated providers like Daniela mentioned earlier, you could take advantage of all those policy-based recording provider partners to make sure all calls are getting recorded and you have the right compliance requirements as well as settings to enable your employees to be able to have compliant calling.
Organizations can enable compliant communications by integrating a compliance recording solution with Microsoft Teams Phone Mobile. Whether a call originates on Teams or natively on your mobile device, compliance recording policies will always be applied. Call participants will automatically be notified that a call is being recorded with a visual or audio toast as soon as the call is initiated.
This call is being recorded.
As I mentioned earlier, we have deeply integrated our Teams phone infrastructure with our telecommunication operator partners. What that helps us do is provide enhanced reliability for our services because you could use your cellular network on the SIM-enabled smartphone to make and receive calls, or you could use the internet to access Teams apps for calling, again, using the same number. This gives our customers a redundant service because if, let's say, you don't have good cellular coverage, you could still use your Teams app and internet to make and receive calls. And in case you don't have access to internet or the Teams app, you could still use your smartphone native dialer to make and receive calls. So we really provide that enhanced reliability our customers deserve when they are doing business communications, because every phone call is important. And you want to address any phone calls with the professional voice experience that is required in this case. One thing which comes up a lot when it comes to Teams Phone Mobile is our customers ask whether they could use their personal device with Teams Phone Mobile. Teams Phone Mobile works over all smartphones, so it can allow employees within your organization to bring your own device to access Teams Phone Mobile, because that can help increase employees' efficiency and productivity because they can manage calls and communicate wherever they are. A few things which are very important to understand when it comes to bring your own device scenarios with Teams Phone Mobile is that our service is optimized for all corporate paid smartphones and bring your own device, as long as there are a couple of things we need to check and be mindful of. Number one, if you use your personal smartphone for Teams Phone Mobile, you need to make sure when you work with different operators globally with Teams Phone Mobile, whether it's Verizon in the US, whether it's Rogers in Canada, or it's British Telecom in UK, for example, that the smartphone is unlocked, or it is unlocked to the SIM you are going to put in for Teams Phone Mobile. So if you have that capability, you can access Teams Phone Mobile on your smartphone. Teams Phone Mobile works both on eSIM as well as the physical SIM card. So it's your choice whether you want an eSIM or the SIM card to access Teams Phone Mobile. Other than the smartphone being unlocked to the provider which you are using for Teams Phone Mobile, you also need to make sure that based on your company's policies, who could access Microsoft Teams. You may need to download an MDM solution on your smartphone to access your company Teams or email on the smartphone. So those are just the basic requirements to enable Teams Phone Mobile on your personal device. In terms of calling experience, you could even manage two numbers on the same device if you have a dual SIM smartphone. So you could even have your personal SIM and the Teams Phone Mobile business SIM in the same phone. When you make an outbound call, you could select the SIM or the phone number you want to use, whether it's your personal phone SIM or it's your business SIM for that outbound call. When people receive incoming calls on a dual smartphone, which can host multiple SIMs, then if your mobility policy as a Teams Phone Mobile user is to receive the call on the smartphone native dialer, it will ring the native dialer. And if your smartphone is on an existing call using your personal SIM, then we can still ring the Teams app on the smartphone. So we make sure that our customers are always connected, even if they bring their own device for Teams Phone Mobile. One thing I just want to stress again, which Daniela already talked about, is that Teams Phone Mobile is very easy to manage and it's simple. Your operator partners upload phone numbers to your tenants on Microsoft Teams and phone, and then you could easily assign a phone number to a user to start using Teams Phone Mobile. It's that simple.
As an admin, configuring Teams Phone Mobile for your users can be accomplished in a few steps. Start by contacting your operator to order and acquire mobile SIM-enabled phone numbers with the Teams Phone Mobile service enabled. After your operator completes the order, they will upload mobile numbers to your tenant. If you are not already working with an operator, you can search for operators that support Teams Phone Mobile in the Microsoft Teams Admin Center. Navigate to Operator Connect, filter for operators that support Teams Phone Mobile, and select an operator in your service region. Enter your contact information and save your changes. Next, in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, you will assign a Teams Phone license and Teams Phone Mobile add-on license to your users. And finally, you assign Teams Phone Mobile enabled numbers to users in the Teams Admin Center. Users that have been enabled for Teams Phone Mobile will be notified the next time they use the Teams mobile app.
Okay, there's some questions I wanted to answer. There's a question about whether you could use direct routing with Teams Phone Mobile. Teams Phone Mobile is an operator connect family of products. So you need to reach out to the operators which we presented so they could help you use that SIM-enabled phone number also on Teams Phone. I also wanted to talk about what's really required to getting started with Teams Phone Mobile as we presented already in our presentation. For customers, all you need is Teams Phone access on the Microsoft 365 site. So as long as you have Teams Phone licensing, you are able to access Teams Phone Mobile. You will reach out to the operators, which we presented today, to ask them about Teams Phone Mobile so they could take your SIM-enabled phone number and upload it into the Teams Phone environment so that you could start using the service. Currently, Teams Phone Mobile has a $0 365 SKU, which you add on top of Teams Phone to enable the service. There is no extra price to obtaining that license on the Microsoft 365 catalog. So you add that $0 license, and then you are able to talk to your operators to configure Teams Phone Mobile on your behalf. We also have great content on and resources to share about Teams Phone Mobile. As Daniela mentioned earlier, we have YouTube videos on the product. We have our Microsoft Learn documentation. We have admin guides on how to configure and use Teams Phone Mobile. And our customer-facing how-to guides also include everything needed to get started with Teams Phone Mobile and how end users are seamlessly able to use Teams Phone Mobile. That's all I wanted to share today. We can take some questions, and we'll probably give it back to you, Donald and Jonathan.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look and seeing. I think you answered a lot of the questions. I know there was just some confusion wrapped around the app versus the native use of the native dialer, right? So I think we got that kind of talked through. And then just to make sure, Sonia, the phone number you get through Teams Phone Mobile is your Teams number. And so you can use that on the mobile device. You can use that on your desktop device. If you have a phone connected to it, a physical phone, that number is there too, right? So it's all part of your account, your user profile. So. Yeah, and then go ahead.
I was just going to copy the link to some of the YouTube videos that you may have seen. So I'm going to drop that in the chat right now, and so you can view them at your leisure. So take a look at that. Some great content.
Perfect. Thank you, Jonathan. All right. Any other last minute questions that we didn't? And by the way, I want to call out Scott Francis for answering a bunch of questions as well. So appreciate that help, Scott.
Thank you, Scott. One, Denise had asked, share the carrier list again. Do we have that again? Just want to make sure I've got that accurate. Obaid, do you know that list of carriers? Ah, it's actually a link in the presentation. Find your carriers.
There we go.
Yeah, look at that.
Yep. Looks like David threw one in there too.
Good.
All right.
I see a couple coming in, so.
There's a question about our organization is using multiple provider phone numbers, T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon. So as of today, Teams Phone Mobile works with Verizon. So you could take your existing Verizon number and add Teams Phone Mobile to it. As we announced, AT&T is also coming soon. So we will support that too. But the answer is, if you already have a subscription with these existing telco partners, you could just reach out to them and add Teams Phone Mobile to the same phone number or SIM card, for example.
Perfect. Thanks, Obaid.
Yeah. Any questions? These are great. This is really huge.
There's a question about Bell Canada as well. We have our public roadmap on which operators we are onboarding, and we keep announcing shortly. There are lots of operators we continue to work with. So please stay patient with us. As soon as we have more, I would say, confidence that these operators are launching in the short term, we keep announcing more and more.
Perfect. Yeah, and then David, I did see your question. Let's take that offline and see if we can answer that for you afterwards, okay? Perfect. All right, and I'm just copying that, making sure I have it.
Do we get that other one? Troy asked, does the unpairing of Office and Teams affect this platform? No.
Yeah, you don't have to have that app on the phone. I mean, it's going to reach out to it just like a normal phone call. So that's the nice thing about doing it at the SIM level or eSIM level.
Yeah. And Troy, just additional note from what I understand, please step in. These changes that will be in the EU, this is for new customers that do not already have an existing license set, either E3 or E5.